Hello everyone, I'm PrussianPrince with another Total War Warhammer 2 tournament match cast. This is the HW7 tournament. I believe it is HW League 7 number 7, or is it 8? I think it's 8 actually. There's been a lot of HW Leagues. Let me double check that. Yes. This is in fact HW 7 tournament number 8. Whew, that is kind of a mouthful to say. Now this is round 2 of this tournament. Looking at it, I'm playing as the Greenskins, of course, up against ChosenOne from ODM clan. I'm of course in Agony, and this is a tough matchup for me. Of course, I got a bye, so I didn't have to play in the first round, but I'm up against ChosenOne now, who's a very good player. And in the past, when we played, he took me out, so it's really good. But we'll see what we can do here. So, Greenskins against Doom Kings. Let's have a go and check my composition. From the Punch, of course, is my Lord, Lucky Banner, the Great Unnecea, and Language of the Boys. Then we have a Giant River Troll Hag with Spirit Leech and Maida, as you do. We also have a Goblin, a Big Boss on a boar with just they need stab in, which of course you're obviously gonna take it because it debuffs the enemy lord or hero, minus 30 armor, minus 24 melee defense. Pretty good stuff for gooning down a specific target. We do have a single, actually 2 Stone Trolls. Now for missiles, we have 3 Savage Orc Rare Boys. Make that 2 actually. One of them is a regular Orc Rare boy unit. We have, of course, the 8 Peak Loonies over here. Should be just go into slow motion. There are the 8 Peak Loonies. We also have a bunch of infantry. I believe we have 4 Orc Boys and 3 Savage Orc Biggins, and yes, that is the case. For my opponent, ChosenOne, who's playing as the Tomb Kings, we have Cetra the Imperishable on his mount. We have a lot of stuff on Cetra, so starting with Blessed Blade of Petra, Wrath of Petra, Neri's Incantation of Protection, Joff's Incantation of Cursed Blades, Wielding Will, and the Curse. Other stuff, well, we also have another single entity, which is the Tomb Prince on a horse. There he is. Oh, looking a bit too menacing. There's Curse of Joff, and that is it basically. And the other single entities from the Tomb Kings, and not that I can tell, but we do have a fair amount of cavalry. We have 2 of these skeleton horse archers, and then we see 2 regular Nehekara horsemen. And that we do have also some Necropolis Knights here in the back, so that's a decent amount into cavalry. And we have the skeleton archer chariots. There they are. We also have a unit of Screaming Skull Catapults, so this is a great unit against the Greenskins because it does actually apply a minus 8 leadership debuff, and of course especially something like the Greenskins, they might rout if you're not careful, if you shoot them properly. So definitely gonna be careful about that. Now for the infantry contingent, we do see a few skeleton warriors. That is 3 of them. Have some skeleton spearmen as well, 3, and a single tomb guard unit. Now let's hit play and watch as the engagements unfold. So right now we're here trying to decide where I go. So I pull back the Savage Orc Biggins. I let the Orc Boys be up front because of course Savage Orc Biggins 0 armor. They cost more than Orc Boys, and they also don't have a shield, so I have to move these up instead, so that's a good move. The problem is, of course, I mean, it's gonna be more annoying for the Kings to actually target the Savage Orc Biggins, but already doing quite a decent chunk of damage to the Savage Orc Biggins, and every little point matters because that's gonna really scale things. No models lost yet, but you know, once they get into combat, they're gonna be a lot squishier. Now we have the Screaming Skulls already targeting and missing. That's not a big deal here, but has the leadership debuff already been applied? Attacked by artillery, losing. Yeah, I mean, not actually. Haven't been hit yet. So this one has, and it's taken quite. As you can see, it's hit, and it's basically. Yeah. So actually, where is it? Damage by artillery. So fire by ability, -8. There we go. So there's some kind of engagement going on here. Of course, taking lots of damage, my Savage Orc Pickens and Orc Boys, but I do get a Mither off onto these Skeleton Archer Chariots. They're being munched on by all of these Savage Orc Pickens, but the Mither wears off, so now the Skeleton Archer Chariots are still going to be alive. However, a Spirit Leech might actually start taking models off of that chariot. Maybe not, though. Now, over here we have Grom the Paunch hitting the rear of Cetra, so should be a decent engagement for Grom. I love how he's eating also while just hitting Cetra in the back. That's pretty fun. Alright, so, you know, if Cetra got caught here by Stone Trolls, that would have been the end of Cetra, but not really. So now these Savage Orc Pickens are actually getting charged frontally by Nightcar Horsemen, then getting pulled back. Very, very good move here. And there's a mistake here because these loons here are actually going to kill a lot of my units here, so this is pretty bad. But here comes a big engagement. Doom Prince taking some damage. Chariots are still alive here as they managed to actually take out some of these Savage Orc Pickens. But now, Cetra is under Spirit Leech trouble. Of course, the archers are doing work, but on this flank, I'm being a little bit slow, doing too much. And there's a nice unit of Tomb Guards here, really slowing there the attack. Cetra's coming back. There's Necropolis Knights under a filter here. Stone Troll's pulling back at this point because there needs to be support. Now going to re-engage, but the charge was not applied. Or Screaming Skull catapults targeting the artillery at this point. More units coming back. The problem is these archers here, and yeah, these horsemen did not engage the Savage Orc Rare Boys. That was a problem. Here there's like 2-on-1 situation, which is a little bit too crazy. These horsemen here should be getting into the Savage Orc Rare Boys. Screaming Skull Catapult is missing here. Infantry-wise, of course, the 8-big loonies are winning. And of course, Cetra is now stuck in this engagement, so there's a lot of things wrong with him. Doom Prince does engage these archers, so can't really do much about that. Of course, some nice hits here onto the Orc Rare Boys. Skeleton Archer Chariots over there, sending Stone Trolls to deal with them. And Wise finally popped on the Greenskin side. Of course, all these horsemen here, this is a huge misplay, because they tried to engage the Savage Orc Rare Boys, but now there's a Wa pop, and all of these will now start crumbling, and that is huge, as that's going to be Tomb Kings without mobility for the most part. Now these Necropolis Knights are going down. Grom, Goblin Big Boss, Giant River Troll Hag, slowly but surely dealing damage to them. Of course, Skeleton Warriors taking damage, but now there's going to be a bit of friendly fire. It does expire though. So there you go. There's going to be another Spirit Leech onto the Necropolis Knights this time around. Of course, Skeleton Horse Archers still doing more work here. Spirit Leech is actually starting to kill off these Necropolis Knights, which is huge. They're very, very strong. And the blob here just should be good, but the Orc Boys aren't really engaging properly. They're in a really bad formation. And of course, Stone Trolls here doing really bad. Finally, I've been told to move back. They really went off too much, but balance of power looking really in favor of the Greenskins. So at this point, it is mostly a matter of mopping up. Savage Orc Biggins here getting charged, but there's still 26 of them, so we'll see if they rout. They might, even though now they're going to start dishing out a lot of counter damage. Even though they are actually going to rout. And here's Grom. This is a huge problem for Grom. He's surrounded here. Stone Trolls routed off the field. Looney's still alive. Doom Prince trying to be annoying, and there's an Ushapti summon here. It seems to be summoned, but that is was not on top of Grom, but here can actually still do a lot of things. Stone Trolls still routed, but Necropolis Knights are gone. It is just Cetra. Thunder Day needs Stab It. Another Wa has been popped. Still some Nekara Horsemen here. More Skeleton Horse Archers. Necropolis Knights going down. Skeleton Warriors in some trouble as well. Here come the Stone Trolls. They are gonna make short work of these the Stone Prince and Ushapti. If they are actually targeting the Tomb Prince, so they're gonna do lots of damage. More Stone Trolls coming back, which is huge here, but you know, the Tomb King Cavalry is still doing a really good job at dealing with all the archers here. There's a big Spirit Leech onto Cetra. That should do a lot. Perhaps it should have been on the Shapti, or Tomb Prince, but Spirit Leech is a Spirit Leech nonetheless. We're going to take some damage, and now the Stone Trolls here from behind will really make all the difference. Ushapti are going to disappear, and this is basically going to be the game here. So we'll just see here Grom versus Cetra. And there goes Cetra. And that is going to be the game, actually game number 1. Going to the greenskins here. If you look at the statistics, have Grom the Paunch with some work, Goblin Big Boss, Troll Hag as always, with the Spirit Leeches. Well, 8 big loonies, nice damage value. The Infantry not so good, but Stone Trolls did alright, they were still alive. Cetra did some work but didn't pay for himself. Of course, the Chaff isn't gonna pay for itself for the Tomb Kings. Tomb Guards basically did. Horsemen did so well. And Necropolis Knights not so much. Screaming Skull Catapults, meh. That is game 1, so now I'm on match point. Check out game number 2. So here we have game number 2. I'm playing as Skaven. My opponent, ChosenOne, is in command of the green skins. So we'll take a look at this situation in a moment. We are in Oakenhammer, of course, my favorite maps. And let's see, let's go over what we've got. And I believe this might be the first Skaven replay on my channel. Alright, so what do we have? We have Throt, the Unclean, with Beast Back, Creature Killer, Master Controller, and yeah, that seems to be it. We do have, of course, a Plague Priest. Well, basically, for that we have, what do we have? Pestilent Birth, Vermintide, and yeah, Pestilent Breath, I guess. We also have a Packmaster, also on a Brood Horror. I mean, he just says running with the pack, that's all. Anything else, actually? Probably not, right? Yeah. Not really. So, it is what it is. Now, for other single entities, not really, but mobile contingent, well, we do have Wolf Rats with Poison, a single unit over there. We also have the ROR Rat Ogres, Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep right over here. Other big strong units, yeah, another Rat Ogre over here. Of course, not an ROR at that time. And one more Rat Ogre over here, so that's 3 Rat Ogres in total. We do have, of course, 2 Poisoned Wind Globadiers. A bunch of Slingers as well. How many actually? Let's just do Slingers. Okay. In terms of other infantry, we have the Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers. These are just clan rats with shields. They have fire damage, so interesting stuff. So we have a bunch of clan rat spears. That is 3 of them over here. And up front, of course, we have the cheapest infantry. 5 Skaven Slave Spears. So there you go. I believe that is the Skaven build. Now for the greenskins, what do we have? Well, let's start with the Lord, as we usually do. Yes, indeed, it is Grom the Paunch. Lucky Banner and Language of the Boys. Okay. We have, of course, 2 Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, 2 Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and the Night Goblin Squig Hopper on the far right. We do also see another single entity unit, of course, because there's some magic, so it's Giant River Troll Hag with Maida, Power Stone, okay, Spirit Leech and Aspect of the Dread Knight. Very, very interesting. In terms of other big units, we have 2 Stone Trolls here, and yeah, that's it for big units. But for infantry, we have 2 Orc Boys, a unit of Savage Orcs, and 2 Goblins, so fairly mixed. Oh, actually, make that 2 Savage Orcs, and okay, a unit of Savage Orc Pickens. For artillery, we do have the Hammer of Gork, which is an ROR Goblin Rock Lobber unit. Well, let's hit play and watch this battle unfold. So, already, the skirmish contingent of the Greenskins is being fairly annoying. This is forcing the Skaven Slave Spears to turn around here, and they have to be careful and absorb the damage for, instead of the Rat Ogres, although the Rat Ogres, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if they took some damage. Now here, of course, the Skaven Slave Spears getting charged here, but there's a counter charge, and it actually does quite a bit of damage. Now on the left here, there's a big mistake. I suppose I thought the Wolf Rats poison were hidden. Maybe they were, but here come the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and they're gonna make short work of these Wolf Rats with poison, so that is actually pretty bad. But over here, we have these units taking a weird path. Instead of going through here, they decided maybe the best way is through there, which is not good. Wolf Rats will get chased by the Squig Hoppers. Those are some, you know, that's a pretty bad start for me, of course. But right now, also the Poison Wind Globadiers taking a lot of damage from the Rock Lobbers. Skaven Slave Spears going to go down here very quickly. From the Paunch doing work, Stone Trolls coming in. But this blob engagement here, we have Throt, we have the Packmaster, we have the Plague Priest. There is, I believe, a Spirit Leech onto, yeah, Throt actually. So here this it's not gonna go so well, but of course Pitfighters of Hell is the engaging the Savage Orcs, but they went in on their own, which is a bad move. Globadiers here going to start shooting the infantry. Slave Slingers doing some weird stuff. But here, Savage Orc Pickens will go down. Of course, some skirmish cap from the rear, so the Globadiers are engaged. It is a huge problem. Of course, Stone Trolls are routing off the field. River Troll Hag going down here, so this is a good. Skaven Slave Slingers targeting the Hammer of Gork to go down, but barely any damage being dealt by them. Iron Speeders pushing forward here. Pit Fighters of Hell Steep doing alright, but right flank is lost. Left flank is lost basically. The only place where it's going sort of okay is actually the center. That's where we have the blob. But that summon wasn't so good. Of course, Rat Ogres hitting some of these Stone Trolls. But the Stone Trolls will get defended by these skirmish cap units, so they'll be coming back. Pit Fighters here still alive. Yeah, these Rat Ogres here will munch on these units. More Rat Ogres coming back, and as they come back here, probably gonna get a rear charge under that. Slave Slingers engaged, but again, right and left flanks, they went horrible, but there's a huge Skaven blob here, which is really strong and powerful. Of course, the Pit Fighters have held the engaged here. Plague Priest is still alive. There's also going to be a summon here. It is just a Clan Rat summon, but any summon is pretty good, honestly, and this is gonna help here. Sponge up some of the damage. And of course, you know, it looks really bad. Like, look, this Rat Ogre is going down. Skaven Slave Spears routing all over the place. Skaven Slave Slingers engage in the melee. This is a summon that's going to run out soon. There it goes. But here, this is where it's going well. Savage Orcs being hit. Some of these Poison Wind Globadiers coming back, but they're actually going to get attacked here, which is not so good. Gonna shot off. Nope. So that is a good charge. But now they're engaged here, and there's actually a debuff onto these. Oh yeah, they are actually poisoned, so here's that. But over here we are routed off the field. Giant River Troll Hag over there. Clan Rat Spears chasing off the Hammer of Gork here. The crew is going to go down to Clan Rat Spears, of course. Stone Trolls might come back, and it's probably good because they're also healing. Slowly, but they are healing. Here's a blob here, but the Poisoned Wind Globadiers, they're really going to start getting some work here into this blob. Everything is hit by the poison. There's of course still a Plague Priest here. That is going to be a huge cost, dealing so much damage to all this greenskin infantry. Throt is here. The Packmaster is in some trouble. It's actually on negative leadership, but he does stabilize, which is a huge moment. And of course, Grom the Paunch is routing. And there's Stone Trolls routing here too. And this is a huge engagement here, which might change the situation. Someone's looking good. Terrify on the Stone Trolls. And here, Grom is now shattered, which is huge. Being chased off by Throt. And right now, there's an Arwa from the Greenskins, but it's really not looking good. This is a nice charge from the Squig Hoppers. Probably will end up taking out these Rat Ogres, but more units actually coming around now for Skaven. I have a single unit chasing all of these here, making sure that they don't come back. I still need to chase with more Plague Monks here, engaging Savage Orcs, which is pretty good. Of course, Packmaster is going for the Giant River Troll Hag. Throt is doing some stuff he shouldn't be doing, but finally he's targeting someone else. And these units are coming back, but at this point, I mean, there's... The blob is too strong. Here comes the Packmaster. Throt is actually got stuck in some of these units. The Packmaster is here, terrifies the Giant River Troll Hag. Plague Priest and Throt are here as well, and that is going to be the game. So another win for myself, and that is going to be in a 2-0 against ChosenOne. Advance to the next round. So for statistics, let's take a look. We have the Throt, the Unclean, 1500, 1k on Plague Priest, 1500 on the Packmaster as well. Slingers, one of them paid for itself. Spears, of course, that's what you'd expect. Clanrat Spears, one did really well. Tail Slashers did alright. And this unit did decent. But for Rat Ogres, I mean, nothing really did super well, except, I guess, the single entities, which is what you'd expect. ChosenOne Grom didn't do well. River Troll Hag did okay. Yeah, the infantry also didn't. Oh, except the Savage Orc Piggin did awesome. Now these here, yeah, if you look at the cavalry, besides the Squig Hopper, which also got a Wolf Rat, free Wolf Rat essentially, nothing else. Well, I guess the Skirmish Cap did alright. Stone Trolls, they just routed, and of course, Goblin and Rock Lovers. I mean, yeah, this is the damage, but it's technically not enough. But still, it's a unit that forces the enemy to attack. Anyway, that's enough for now. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. See you all next time.